2, 1. Welcome back to episode 66. 66 of the Have We Made It Yet podcast. The podcast that is also sponsored by Lalabo is hopefully one day I can say that because I need your stuff. I love your stuff and I can't get enough of it. Again, this is the podcast where two creatives and their guest today, which I'm so excited to introduce later, talk about the process of making it. As always, my name's Lucas Singh, the actor portion of this podcast, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Josh Yang, the comedian portion of this podcast.
Awesome. My yin and yang, which
That's
also
right.
works perfectly because of your last name there. It's literally been 3 weeks. I know, low-key, we didn't release an episode last week. Sorry to our listeners and all that, but life got in the way. Josh, I know you have a lot of updates, so I'm just going to get right to it, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Josh Young, have you made it yet?
Nice. I like the young part. I have not made it yet, but I finally have something I could share that's like exciting for the last 6 months that nothing has been happening. Oh, also, if you can't tell in the new frame and like the flashy building in the background, but I'm in Mexico City right now. So that's also one of the reasons why last week's episode, we were kind of seeing if we could reschedule because, life got in the way, opportunities come in. So it's sometimes you got to take those opportunities. I'm in Mexico City right now, just working remotely where I can and, enjoying it. But that's not the actual reason. That's not the news. Mm-hmm. The news was these last 3 weeks have been an emotional roller coaster because about 2.5 weeks ago, I was in line to watch Dune with a friend of mine. Opened up my email to bring out the vaccine receipt and get it checked. And then in my email, I saw an email from the head of casting at a streaming service for an animated project. And they wanted to get in touch with me and see if I would read for a part in this unannounced animation project. And at first I had I couldn't believe it. I thought it might've been a mistake or something, but I asked Lucas, to see if it felt legit. It seemed legit, and then looked around, did some more research, and turns out it was legit. So I got in contact with the head of casting there. And last 2 weeks has been, going through one taping of, reading through some sides, using my voice for the project, which is, this is the first time I've ever touched anything remotely actually Hollywood-ish. So my mind was racing the whole time. I was nervous, anxious about the whole process, wasn't sure, it's should I make this choice or that choice? But you know what? Mm-hmm. It was a learning process. It was a great opportunity. And went through one self-tape, went through a second self-tape. And now it's just, it's out there. Whatever happens. And then we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, that's one story I can share for now. I feel like I'm making it a little bit more. So that's, you never know because they did tell me how they found me, and it was going through, and this is I think is important for the process, mm-hmm. is that they were going through YouTube looking for stand-up comedy. They came across the Fresh Rice comedy set that I did January of 2020. Mm-hmm. And they liked the material, thought it was funny, and that's why they decided to reach out to me. And that just goes to show you, you never know what's going to happen. Just keep doing what you're doing, keep working on your passion, and then just keep putting it out there. Who knows who's going to come across it, randomly. And they might give you an opportunity you previously wasn't even thinking about. So yeah, man, that was something.
No doubt, man. And the fact that you got rounds or more than one self-tape request speaks volumes about like your initial product and what you're willing to put out there. So honestly, fingers crossed for you. And hell, dude, this is a win anyways. The fact that you got an audition call. Like,
yeah,
good
absolutely,
on you, man.
absolutely a win. But I also like learned from this podcast, from talking to all of our guests. Keep your expectations in check, because like you may think is like, oh, this is it, this is the break, but it's like sometimes you do have to keep your expectations in check. Realize the industry is unforgiving sometimes, and or most of the time, and just take the wins as they come and let it go. Whatever happens.
Exactly, man. Dude, we'll celebrate that win soon when you come back, okay?
Absolutely. But of course, I got to ask you, Lucas.
Yeah.
Have you made it
yet? No, I haven't made it yet. But it does. At the same time, though, it's. I was wondering where all my audition calls were happening when I wasn't this busy. Because once it rains, it does pour. And last week I had 5 self-tapes to do. This week I just got my first audition call for a tape to be done by Thursday. And it's I've been doing callbacks for round 2s of those same self-tapes. So I'm working a full-time job right now and doing those self-tapes. So it's piling up now, which I am grateful for. Don't get me wrong, but I'm wondering, where were those when I wasn't working such a demanding job? But you can't choose timing. But
can't choose it.
Can't choose.
That's great. Hey, that's great to hear. Great to hear.
Thanks, buddy. We do have a third panel today, Josh.
Yes, we do.
My God. And I can't get over that shining building behind you. That's crazy.
It's nice. I mean, like, it's clearly not Vancouver. So I'm not lying about being in Mexico City right now.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. So for our next guest here, Josh, are you ready?
I'm ready. Hit me.
Awesome. So our next guest here is a friend of the show, and this will be her second time on it. I think I said this in my first intro of her, but she is a mentor and truly a great actress. Her drive is second to none. And more than that, and more than her talent, her tenacity, grit, willingness to work is what separates her from the pack. Now, I'm so excited to introduce my good friend and next guest. Since coming on the first time, she's been in such films such as Die in a Gunfight with Alexandria Daddario and in Parabola as part of Crazy 8's Film Fest in Vancouver. And I think it might be greenlit. I don't know yet for the next season, but she was on Amazon Prime's Upload as Yang. Most recently, you and the millions of fans have seen our next guest as Jessica, who is Jughead's on-again, off-again girlfriend in the CW Netflix smash hit Riverdale. There's a lot of shit in this world, but honestly, she's a light. Please welcome the talented actress Phoebe Miu.
Hi.
Hi, Phoebe.
What a nice intro. That was way too nice.
Nothing but the best for our 2-timers list there. Thank you.
Hi. Hi again.
Nice.
Good to be back.
Yeah. The first question is going to pop up. You know how it is, right?
I know the question.
All right. But I still have to ask it for maybe our first-time listeners that might have just saw you on Riverdale and then be like, oh, I want to listen to the show. So, Phoebe, have you made it yet?
No. No, I still have not, you guys. But thank you for tuning in. We're still a work in progress, so thanks for tuning in and being a part of this crazy, never-ending journey of not having made it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did also want to ask, though, it's been a year since we last chatted about, you coming on the show and everything like that. And you've hit a lot of major milestones, I would say.
Last time I said the milestone that I brought up was me making it from the couch to my bedroom floor. And I'm no longer on the floor.
Hey.
I'm sitting on a couch. I did the entire podcast last time sitting on the floor, which you conveniently brought up. And so we're slowly moving up in life, you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, what better way to show it visually than to have it elevate? Next time we'll just have you, I don't know, skydiving or something, or like on a plane in the middle of a,
Let's take it step by step. Next time I'll be like, I'll be on a ladder,
on a desk, yeah, and then
climbing
a ladder.
the proverbial ladder.
Oh,
And then
yes.
after that, maybe, like the high dive. Have a swimming pool.
I was doing some research. You used to competitively swim, right?
Yeah.
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 So
I did.
like, damn, because like swimming has to be one of the hardest sports ever, and like the fact that you competitively swam, like, ugh, I don't know if I can ever do that.
It's a lot of. I think actually, like, it's quite similar to what we do in a sense, because it's like such a competitive sport, but like you're not only competing with other people, you're like, for the most part, you're competing with yourself. Like, even if you weren't, I like stopped competing for a while, and all I was doing was competing with my own times, and I was just trying to beat my own times. Yeah, but it is a tough sport. Every sport has its challenges. I think, like, I got into basketball a lot as well.
Yeah.
And that was a whole different thing, and it really like teaches you how to work with people.
My goodness. As a tangent to the initial question of have you made it yet? In your 1 year of reflecting since our last recording there, last episode, what else are you still striving for, and what new milestones do you have now?
What am I still striving for? Work. More work. Like, I don't think you ever stop striving for more work. You just want to keep going. Every time you like come off of a set, you just want to get back on one. Like, the next day, maybe the next week, take the week off, and then you just want something to look forward to. It's always like that dreaded car ride from set where, the transport driver is like, so what you got next, Phoebe? Like, what do you have coming up? And I'm like, I don't ask me that. Usually nothing.
Have you found though that like ever since you got on Riverdale, because of like how many people watch it and like how often it gets promoted as like a big CW show, have you noticed that there's been like maybe a shift in how the industry has approached you, or in terms of like how you approach industry projects or new opportunities?
Well, that's a big question. I think no, in the sense that like, I don't think that getting work has become any easier. Like, I'm still busting my ass trying to book my next job, and like still trying to audition for probably the exact same things as half the other actors watching this or listening to this podcast are auditioning for. But like, I'm definitely grateful for the experience. I think having experience helps. Like, I'm sure casting like looks at people's resumes and go, okay, this person's worked. This person has, done a bit more stuff or whatever. And depending on what they're looking for, sometimes that really helps. And yeah, I think yes, in that sense, but honestly, like, it's not like things are just, being handed to me now. In which case, maybe I would have made it by then.
Honestly, I think the major goal is eventually get offer only. And you don't have to audition.
Which is insane. I mean, it's maybe like 1% of actors less out there that actually just get offered things like offer only.
I know.
That would be the goal. But actually, like, auditioning it's fun in its own way, I think.
Yeah. Did you like? I mean, we didn't really get a choice in terms of the transition, but do you prefer in person as opposed to self tape, or do you like the other more?
You know what? I used to enjoy in person a lot more, because I really like working with the casting directors and like getting notes, getting feedback, and then like discussing. And like it always feels more collaborative, and I think like you probably get better work or work that's a bit closer to what the director wants.
Yeah.
If they're not in the room, the directors and producers want. And so it's always nice to have another eye that like, you know, is part of the project. So yeah, back then I enjoyed in person a lot, and I still miss it, but I've found a lot of freedom in like doing my own tapes, because you're basically like, it's all you. You get to direct it however you want. You get to set the environment. You get to make, you know, bolder choices, and
Yeah.
sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't, but I like it. It's actually a lot of fun.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I've come to love it.
Awesome.
Over COVID.
Oh my God. I did want to ask you about like your whole like Jessica role and everything like that on set for Riverdale and everything. Your character is, in my opinion, seems like a really conflicted person with an even more conflicted partner in Jughead too there. Like it's definitely different from the Phoebe that I know and everything like that. So in terms of preparation for your role there, how did you create that character of Jessica, and is it a personal character for you there?
Yeah, it is personal. Like I think you have to find yourself in every character you play, and I like obviously had to make a choice on who I wanted her to be off the bat. When I first got the job, there wasn't that much information about her.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that she's gonna, you know, do all the things that she ends up doing. Like I didn't know about that. So I kind of just made a choice, and it worked. It kind of led her down a pretty fun avenue. But there's a lot of myself, like obviously there's a lot of me that I put in her. It's just like there are different sides of me, but I definitely focused on the one part of me that's like very protective of like my own energy. And she is that, you know, like she kind of just like looks out for herself, and she'll do whatever it takes, even though she wants to be a good person, and like she wants to be like deserving of love and all of that, but like she still has to look out for herself. So she'll do whatever. She's like relentlessly pursuing just like her own personal growth and safety.
Yeah, no, I mean that's
like
what
fun to do.
Yeah, that's what I got a sense out of it. Your character as well is like when you first see her, like you don't necessarily know is like, oh, what could happen? It's like, what is she gonna do next? There's definitely an element of surprise with her character, especially when it's like you could be sending the other characters like Betty and like on a completely different like goose chase or whatnot. But yeah, no, it's I think it was already kind of like surreal to see you on Riverdale, considering it's like we interviewed you like a year ago, and then now it's a
before
year later.
I even got the job.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the cool things about being able to talk to you again like a year later, because of you never know what happens in a year. Some of these great opportunities might come out, and now to be able to see you on CW, on Netflix, and all of that is it's great to see. So looking forward to seeing.
Josh.
No, absolutely. It's looking forward to seeing where you take Jessica next.
Who knows, huh?
Yeah.
My goodness. I also did want to ask you, just because like Riverdale is such a big show with such a big machine, you know, it's like you go in there and it's already like there's already like a preset tone to this whole show and everything like that. From expectation to reality, when you first got the role and everything like that, what did you expect, and how did it relate back to your reality of actually working your first day?
Sorry, what was like was working on the show what I expected it to be?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think like I just went in with an open mind. Also, like I kind of like knew what the set was like. Just I have a lot of friends that have been on the show, or like on and off. Some are on it regularly, and you know, I've like I've heard all these things about working on the show, so I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of like know what to expect. And then I go there, and yeah, like I had a great time. The crew was really awesome. I also like just got a dog at that point, so, and he was like this dependent little like thing.
Oh, I thought yeah, that would
He
be
was
there.
like, oh no, he was just like this little peanut.
Oh,
It's like a little baby bird that needed to be like fed and whatnot all day long. And so I had to take him to work with me.
Mhm.
And so, but that actually like helped my entire experience because I wasn't like stressing about the freaking dog, and like I had crew that I actually like bonded with the crew because they were helping me watch him and stuff.
oh,
Yeah, and I actually enjoyed my experience there a lot. Also, I don't think I've spent like in terms of TV, I haven't spent as much time as I have on any set compared to Riverdale, and so like that was my first time working on that much, like, and having like the story and all that stuff. And so yeah, it was like a learning experience to like be able to stitch things together and, you know, plan based on what we were shooting on which day.
yeah. Honestly, like I really do echo what Josh just said previously. Like we're so excited to see what your new character will bring and how like what you will bring. Just because like we know you from like also like a personal perspective too, and it's in some ways I do see a lot of like Phoebe inside Jessica too at the same time, and so we love that you bring in your own personal personality into it, and it's just we're just so happy for you. That's the main thing. We're just so happy for you.
Thanks, guys.
My
It
goodness.
feels so good to be back and be talking to you two again.
Yeah. Oh my god. I was reading a interview that you did with the Vancouver Sun. Yeah, that was a publication there. And you said like the fans of the show are at times like obsessed, but also like could be overwhelming, you know, a little bit at times. How have you like managed maybe the potentially newfound fame that you've had with this role?
Well, it's not that. Like I think you just got to take it all as like a good thing regardless because people are watching, you know, and like and that in itself is enough of a compliment or like a testament to like you just doing your job. And like for anybody to even form an opinion, it's like, okay, well you were noticeable. So there's that, and there's also the fact like the fans of the show are like they're just so many, and like it can be overwhelming. I definitely think I have it better than you know, some of the other actors on the show that have been on for years and years. But for the most part, like I would say like 90% are just really lovely and real. Like it's been really flattering and like motivating.
That's the way to be. Yeah, like I seriously just can't imagine like your other co-stars who have been on it since like season 1 and everything like that, because they are literally part of that Wikiverse, the Archieverse, and everything like that. Together.
You've got like I don't think Jessica was in the comics. Like there's no Jessica in the comics. So people that are like loyal to the comics, for example, like they have their opinions, and then the kids that are like very loyal to the show have their opinions, and they get a lot.
How did it feel being one of the few, you know, like Asian actors in the series as well? Because like I think maybe there's Reggie Mantle's like I think half Asian in there. I think
Adeline Rudolph, she plays Minerva.
Yeah, Minerva as well. And then we have US Jessica. It's like how has it felt, you know, knowing that, you know, you're also now representing, you know, the Asian
It feels
community.
really awesome.
Yeah,
it feels really, really great. Especially because like there was no like specification as to what ethnicity Jessica was.
Oh really?
Like when I went out and I taped for it, there wasn't like a specification of, you know, what ethnicity or anything. So it could have been anyone, and usually I just don't really have my hopes up for that stuff. I'm just like, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like they're choosing from like, it's just like a, I don't know. Sometimes like sometimes I think of it as a cattle call, but I think there were a lot more specific than that. It's just, you never know. So I just shot my shot, and yeah, it feels really good because like, you know, you're friggin', you know, when we were I don't know, 10 years ago watching CW shows, even from then to now, you're seeing a lot more Asian representation, and it's really cool to be a part of that.
Have you gotten any like, you know, shout outs in social media? Or, like, have you got some like reaching out from the community as well? Anything in that area that made you like really feel like it's like, oh, okay, cool. I definitely feel like my, you know, characters not only making, you know, interesting plot impacts in the series, but also to the viewers.
I've definitely seen a couple, like I've definitely seen a couple shout outs and like posts here and there. There's some really lovely fan posts and stories and stuff that I get mentioned in. And like I've definitely seen quite a few that like talk about how, oh, like love or that she's Asian and stuff like that. And it feels great to like have it be received that way. And on top of that, obviously, like my fellow Asian actors in town and like friends that I have in LA, like just to talk about, this like journey and like all resonate with the same kind of struggle or like the struggle that we used to have. It feels cool.
Awesome. I also, just because like it's another great role that you've had recently, your role in Parabola as Izanami. Man, you looked badass, man. It looks so damn cool.
That was actually before COVID.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I did that before the last time we talked. It was like 2019.
Oh, it was 2019.
No. But Parabola, Parabola just screened at the Vancouver Asian Film Festival. We're really proud of that project. It was just this little film that like a bunch of friends and I got together and made for the Crazy Eights, and my friend Lee Shorten was the one who wrote it and asked me to be in it. And it was just like, I think one of the most fun filming experiences ever because we all were friends, and it was like a weekend of just craziness trying to get this thing together. And just, I mean, the tattoo kind of speaks for itself. I think that was one of my favorite things to have done. And even though it was I wish we did a feature out of that.
I know, and it did have legs, and I hopefully one day that story will be expanded.
Yeah,
but everyone has to
dropping
follow
hints if you're listening, Lee.
Yeah, come on, Lee, let's do it. Do it for the culture.
Let's go. Come on.
Yeah. Everyone has to follow Phoebe on Instagram to see like that full sleeve because that was badass, man.
It was so fun. I actually got to keep that sleeve because it took so long to put on. I got to keep it for the weekend, and I made a point to go out on the weekend because I have a friggin' sleeve. Like, I have to show people.
Gang, man.
Yeah, I went out both Saturday and Sunday nights, and I got a lot of attention. I feel like, yeah, with the sleeve, suddenly everybody wants to talk to me.
Yeah.
And before that, no one's gonna come to me at the like.
Aww.
I was getting like guys were talking to me, girls were talking to me, and I felt like I had so many more options.
Whoa.
You know?
Well, I mean, in that case, would you go full sleeve in the future or half sleeve to start off and then go?
I think full? if I wasn't an actor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
I would go full sleeve because the time that it takes to cover that thing up.
Yeah.
I have like little tattoos here and there, and even then it's like if they have to cover it up, it's always a thing.
That's true.
Yeah, I remember,
but I'm probably still gonna get more anyway.
Nice. I remember Pete Davidson. When he does like makeup and everything like that for his movies, like the makeup dressers hate him, man. His whole stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full, like I think it's like full chest.
I think he's
yeah.
definitely got sleeves as well. It's like they're all over the place. Like maybe
covered in tats.
Yeah, like behind the ear, on the neck. It's like Pete Davidson can only really play Pete Davidson, so he just gotta write his character into every random film.
Yeah.
I know. They should just write our characters to have tattoos.
Exactly. Honestly, though, we can't wait to one day see it. Hopefully, it gets a wider release one day. And
yeah,
we'd love to see
I'm
you
excited
in it.
for. I'm not in like a lot of it, but the little bits I had were great. They were a lot of fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I also did want to ask you about. Okay, so man, in your ever since getting Jessica, like I swear, there's a lot more press on you and everything like that, and it's really cool to see you on, like, of course, Vancouver Sun and everything like that, but also on Glamour, because I realized when I was reading the article, you and I use the same eye cream. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. Thanks.
Hey Riley.
Yeah. Well, ordinary.
Really
I use the less expensive one.
Eye cream, really? I mean, I don't use eye cream. Would you recommend using? I use eye cream.
Would I recommend using eye cream, Josh? I mean,
come on.
Right now, like at this age, we got to start using eye cream.
Okay. Because
it's a game changer. You should only, and I can't remember. My best friend told me this. You should only ever use eye cream on your eyes. Like, don't get your face cream on there. Like, your eyes only deserve the best.
Okay.
Because that's the part that just gets wrinkly and dry, and the circles come out, and it's all just bad news bears.
Josh, we know that you're under 30 right now still, but like, better earlier than later, man. Better earlier.
It's. I turned 30 in 5 months, and if that's any indication, then okay, maybe I should start using eye cream.
Yeah. When's your birthday?
April. April 8th. So it's it's slowly. Oh, really?
Nice.
Same day?
Melanie Rose Wilson.
Oh, cool. That's something. I only know a few other people that like actually like know of, or like know people who know of at that same date. But cool. I will look her up. She's also actress.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Based on that question, though, Obi made an appearance. Hi, Obi.
Little cameo for you. Okay, Obi, this is very distracting.
All good.
Pardon me. Told you there was a good chance he would make an appearance.
And we are blessed for it. Thank you, Obi. Thank you.
We are blessed that he's not barking his bloody face off. Anyway.
The reason I asked you about the eye cream was just in that same article, you said like your face care routine and your skincare routine is one of the things that you are rigid with. It is one of the things that you're consistent with. And it got me thinking, because, like living the actor life, it is a pretty inconsistent lifestyle. Like you don't know when your next job is. You don't know who your next colleagues are, all that stuff and everything. So it got me thinking again. What other consistencies do you have in your life, be it people or like activities that you do?
That's a good question, because like I think COVID really made me think about that, just because it's like it threw us all off course. Like we were all just like out of control. And so I try to keep myself as regimented as possible now, like on top of the skincare routine. I just make sure I get my workout in every day. Like, and that's probably number one for me, where it's like, I can't control the work I get. I can't control, like when or where I work, or, what happens to the world, or if there's going to be a pandemic or not, or flooding or what have you. But at least I can control like how I look, how I feel. And I was like, fully just focused on feeling good in the last year and a half. And so, very like now I'm very like, I try to be as consistent as possible. Like I try to work out every day. Also my dog keeps me quite regimented too, because, Obi's got a poop and pee and eat and what have you. So like he's got a bit of a routine going. Yeah, because I think the past year has definitely been a year of growth for me, like in terms of growing up a little bit, and trying to, and I definitely feel better. Like I feel like I have a firmer grip on reality and like the reality of our jobs because I've found a bit more consistency other than my skincare routine.
Nice. And that does kind of lead me into my next question. Like, I know yoga is a really big part of your fitness routine there too. How has like yoga and also like being active kind of just helped you stay grounded? How has that helped you?
Well, those are times where you kind of shut the world off. Like you're fully just, if you focus on being present in your practice, whether that's, in yoga or in your workout, or I like also do a bunch of boxing,
Nice.
you kind of tune out everything else. And so it's just like, if you just focus on the fact that like, that is your 1 hour where it's all you, nothing else.
Yeah.
And you focus on your breath, see like cardio, like yoga, like all of that is so like, it's all linked to your breath and how you move with your breath. And so like focusing on that just drowns out everything else. So in that sense, it's like meditative, it's therapeutic.
Yeah.
Which definitely helps. It like that helps. I got into yoga because of anxiety. Like that fully was like a kind of like an outlet for me.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I hear a lot that like a lot of different actors or even just high stress jobs, you definitely add an element of meditation or yoga to kind of your daily routine in order to recenter and kind of like reaffirm. I agree with like the whole routine thing as well. Like getting into a routine, I'm in Mexico City for like a week and a half and I'm way off my routine. So now I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get back into it. But I'm wondering then, like, when you're on different productions or on set, it's irregular because you never know how long the schedule is, like until you get it. And then like you got to get off of your routine or like you're just not on your routine and then you have to get back onto it. Is there anything like you do while you're on set that helps you maintain a little bit of your regular routine and keep you that kind of regimented?
Yeah, I like try as much as possible to either still maintain some semblance of my routine, like try and squeeze in a workout before work, or like if I'm on location, I bring my workout stuff with me. Like I did a movie over the summer up in Squamish or like out in Abbotsford, and like I would just bring my yoga mat with me. And like if I started work a bit later in the day, I would make sure to get the workout in.
Nice.
No matter what. Because like even if I have like a 14-15 hour day ahead of me, it's good to like kind of warm your body up. And like, get the stretching in because you're sitting for like 80% of the day. And so to be able to still like stretch your muscles, and that's a game changer. And yeah, it's weird though. It's weird because I don't get as fussed when I'm working to have like things get thrown off course, just because I'm like so like I love working and I'm just so in it and like just happy to be there. At like it doesn't really matter, and then I'm like living in moment to moment, and yeah, whatever if I don't get my workout in, but it would be nice. And it's more just the transition from like after work to trying to get that routine back that is like a work in progress for me. Like that's rough because you kind of coming off a high, like there's like a whole withdrawal period plus like all the fatigue that you felt because you're like running on adrenaline, you're running on fumes for like however long, like a month straight or something. And then, or a month and a half or however long. And then all of a sudden you come back and like, there's nothing. It's just radio silence. And you gotta remember that you're still human and you have a life outside of your work. And that part is, I think, like a work in progress.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
no, definitely the highs and the lows of working. I mean, just to like kind of touch a little bit on my one little experience with that,
Yeah.
just with the like couple weeks ago with the like audition
I
and the
heard
self
you
tape.
talking about that, and that's a great first experience.
I know.
I know.
Congratulations.
Especially considering those were like honestly one of the worst nights of sleep I've ever had, because it's like I've never gotten something that's felt like so real or like potential before. Whereas like because it's the first one, my mind was just racing that night. Like I could not think about it and get to sleep. So it's like again though, highs of potentially getting it and then realizing and then resetting yourself expectation wise, really important. Man, it was quite a anxious period for me because I had no idea. It's like this is how it feels. And yeah, no, I agree.
That's
you gotta
how it
do
is,
something.
man.
Yeah.
But you're probably like, it obviously seems like you're doing something right. If people are noticing and they want to get in touch with you, you didn't even have to submit for this thing.
I know.
Which is why it also felt like it didn't feel real as well. It's like I had to really double check and see is like if does this seem more legit or not, because I didn't really put out I don't even really have an agent or anything, so it was kind of like it was even more nerve-wracking. And it's like it was kind of like out of the blue, they just found my clip and they liked it enough. So but then again, can't have an expectation is like just because it's out of the blue, like you never know what's going to happen, these type of things as well. So expectations,
you just gotta accept it. Like sometimes people just love you, people just love your work. I have this like weird imposter syndrome thing too, even if I've submitted for it and I've taped for it. Like if I get the job and it's something I really want, or it's like something I never expected, I'm like, oh, they must have made a mistake. Like, there's no way this is real. This is a scam, right? And then it's like, yeah, it's not real until it's real. And then you go to set and you're like, they're probably going to tell me to leave because I don't belong here, whatever.
Absolutely. But I definitely felt that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't go away. So.
Yeah. Oh my God. Almost to wrap it up though, but I did want to ask you this last question, just because it's something that we've chatted on, and it's like, I think it's a great way to cap off what you guys were just talking about expectations there. So yeah, again, we chatted about this before, but I just want the other viewers to also know, what do you do with your sides after your audition?
I throw them away.
Awesome. And why?
It's part, like, for me, it's just symbolic of letting go. I've heard other people have other rituals. That's my ritual, is like, because I pour everything I can into each one, especially if they're like big, chunky 12 pagers. Like,
I know. Yeah.
This meant a lot more back in the day when we were auditioning in the room, because I would like leave the room and be like, oh, okay, thanks guys, see you soon. And then walk out the door and there'd be a bin like right by the door, and I'd just be like, just toss them. And people in the waiting room would be like, okay, I was confident of her. And then I'd walk off and like have no idea how I did, but it was just part of my ritual to like forget about it. And even if I'd like scribbled on my notes or like my sides or whatever, like, yeah, I think throwing away the scribbles, throwing away the work for me is just like part of cleansing my mind. Because after that, it's like, let go, let God, right? Yeah. There's nothing really you can do about it after.
I love that mentality. I've been trying to instill that, because I was telling my girlfriend, it's like, I know this might sound morbid, but it just speaks to my inability to let go. I just said, hun, if I die before you, I'm going to haunt the shit out of you, just because I can't let go of things. But no, it's true though. It's like, just, hey, it's out of the moment now. It's out of your hands. So just throw it off, symbolically or physically. Yeah.
It works for me. Some other people, like, I know I have friends that keep them. They like keep stacks of them, or like, I have a friend that like keeps it by his windowsill. So like if he felt really good about one, he'd keep it by his window, and then he'd let the sun give it energy. And that's one way to go about it. I feel like if that's if that feels like good for you, then like we have to do what we can, because there isn't much that like is, in our hands. But like how you let go, how you deal with the work, how you do your work, like that's all you have. So man, friggin' put it on the windowsill. Let it soak up the sunlight.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What did you do with your sides, Josh?
Oh, I framed them up in like kind of like a golden frame with a spotlight on it in the middle of my room. So hey, this could be it, you guys. And it's like it's my one shot.
Josh Yang ever got.
Exactly. And it's like no, but that's actually a good point. I was thinking it's like what to do with them, because it's like, if you sign the NDA, it's like you gotta paper shred them just to make sure I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it because it's like first time and stuff, but yeah, it's somewhere.
Just it's in the ether.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like a lot of stuff is digital now, right? So you just move to trash.
To trash.
Phoebe, you seriously are a light, and thank you so much for coming on a second time. We could talk for hours and everything like that, but I think now's a good time for word association.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hit me. I promise I'll do better this time.
No. Low key though, I think Josh gave too many what do you call it? Like when you gave lights, camera, action. That whole streak.
I'm very proud of that.
Yeah. I was rewatching that last episode, and you said lights, and then Phoebe said camera, and then you said camera, and then she said action, and then your third word was action, and it just.
I feel like we're one mind.
Yeah.
I feel like we're just one mind, Josh.
Exactly. I think that's what it could have been. It probably was like early on in our process of like coming up with these words, because I've had a set word 10 list, and now for series 2 I have a set 10 words as well. So we'll see how you do on these new 10 words.
Okay, hit me.
Awesome. Josh, you want to introduce us?
Okay, let's go. So at the end of all of our podcast episodes, we like to play a little word association game with our guests, as a form of meditation, form of routine. You got to decompress a bit. So I have 10 words that I'll ask Phoebe, and then Lucas will have 10 words, and Phoebe will have to say the first thing that comes to her mind, image, idea, or word, and then we'll just see what happens. Okay. So Phoebe, get into that meditative state, get into your mental yoga pose. And your first word is childhood.
Bakery.
Ooh. Next word, banana.
Pie.
Sun.
Tan.
Solitude.
Yoga.
Goal.
Life. I don't know.
Next word, river.
Ocean.
Circle.
Flat.
Give me flat. Give me flat.
Explain this.
Look, can you explain it, or do you not even know? It just popped in.
Have you had Slavic rolls?
Slavic rolls.
They are incredible pastries from Czech. They're basically like just bread, but they're made into like round cylindrical shapes. And the pastry almost tastes like they're like pretzel kind of dough, but they're rolled in sugar, and then like that you could put anything in between. It's like a cylinder, and then like they put like, I don't know, jam or Nutella or whatever. So they give it to you as a cylindrical thing, and then as soon as they give it to you, they go and then like they flatten it, and then you just eat it like that. And I used to go get them at the night market with my with one of my best friends from high school. I mean, from a university. His name's Tawaki, and we had no name. Like at one point, I think when we first had it, we were like enlightened, but we forgot the name of it. And he was like, "It's that the circle flat." Circle flat.
Aw.
No
And
way.
so that's where it's from.
Aw. Look at that. Hey, Lucas, this word association game's working. Because, like, how would we have asked any question that would have brought that story up? Circle flat.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
So just the takeaway is go try circle flats.
Circle flats. Circle flats. It's very important. You gotta try that. Okay, I only got a couple left. Next word. Fan favorite word. Kumquat.
Wi-Fi. That's the name of my Wi-Fi.
I think did you mention that last time? I think you might have mentioned that last time.
She did, yeah.
Oh.
Because this is the one word I repeat because I always think it's the funniest reactions. Okay, next word. Winning.
Gold.
And last word, finished.
Line.
Finish
Line.
line.
Finished line.
Nice.
Very good. Great job with my new series 2 10 words.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Really
Awesome.
good 10 words.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go, Lucas.
All right. I still really do want to try the flat circle one day, just because when you said that, it sounded so
Well,
violent.
the proper
You're like,
name. I think the proper name are Slavic rules. I mean, in our language, clear, like obviously they have a better name for it.
yeah.
And circle
Yeah.
flat.
And circle flat.
And then in my language, it's circle flat.
Circle flat.
All right. Next 10. You ready?
hmm
Okay, cool. First one of 10. Bohemian.
Summer.
Oh, nice. Jessica.
Jones. Oh, just there's a show called Jessica Jones.
Yes.
I binged the whole thing.
Oh. It's not renewed, right? It's that
No.
superhero show?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it got up to season 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It's part of that whole pre Disney Plus Marvel series on
Right.
like Netflix and stuff. I think they might reboot Daredevil or The Punisher. I've heard
The
some rumors
Punisher is a
about that.
spin-off of Jessica.
Jessica Jones. Oh, yeah. And I remember he was also in Daredevil. So like it was interesting. They had their own Netflix had their own little Marvel universe and series.
Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Loved
I
him.
hope they bring it back.
Vancouver.
Rain.
Yeah, I know. Gross. You.
Bad news.
Deb.
Hmm?
Deb.
Podolsky.
Nice. Hong Kong.
Bakery.
Oh, bakery. Oh,
It's
nice.
just very, childhood. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get your bowl of bows, man. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Smartless.
Podcast. Love.
I know.
Favorite thing in the whole world.
Honestly, ever since you told me about
next to Have We Made It Yet? Obviously.
Oh, of course.
Well.
Of course.
I know Will Arnett, like he's kind of big, but we're getting up there, Josh.
No, you're getting there. Very close.
Next one, basketball.
Steph.
Big game today for him too. My goodness.
I didn't watch it today. He's been doing so well, guys. This man keeps getting better. Like he is my dog has a Golden State jersey.
Oh, that is adorable.
Just this thing he got for his birthday.
Does it have Curry in the back?
Oh no, it's just Golden State Warriors. But
Still
we're big
cool.
Steph. We're big Steph fans. He barks at all the Steph Curry games.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Obi knows.
Since he was a baby.
Oh. Next word, yoga.
Happy.
Nice. Second last word, upload.
Download.
Nice. And the last one, Phoebe.
Miu.
Give it up for
That's
Phoebe.
that. I'm just like just completing your sentence, really.
Love it. I love it. Where can people find you? And do you have any thing you want to promote here?
Find me on at Phoebe Miu, Instagram. I don't really have Twitter. I don't have Twitter. I'm not doing Facebook anymore. None of that. So I'm just on Instagram. Hit me up.
Nice.
And
nice.
just promoting, be good and kind and happy and take care of each other.
Oh my God. Isn't that what we need more of though, Josh? Just take care of each other, man.
We do. We need to support each other through these
Yeah.
hard and trying times. And you know what? It's always nice to talk, just talk and decompress with friends. And, you know, especially when
Right?
making it. Yeah, especially when making it, it's always good to. Okay, I was gonna say it's always good to like bitch about the.
Thanks
the
for
whole thing.
coming. You know, when making it, it's important to find time to like chat with your friends, right, Josh?
Yeah. No, it is, and it's like I was gonna say just to
Really
like
humbling.
decompress and also get out of that frustration. You know, the frustration that could come with it. You just gotta get it out.
Mhm.
Yeah, just like release and know that everybody's kind of on the same boat.
Yeah.
I think that's the power of like these podcasts is like talking to each other, listening to each other, know that we're all sniffing Lilabo because one day we want to be able to afford it. Hey, just look at him.
I
He's
know.
sniffing this.
He's
He
addicted
started the podcast
already.
sniffing it.
Yeah.
And what a good note to end on. Let's all work towards that, hey?
Let's all work towards staying at the Fairmont one day, guys. One day. Josh, where can people find you?
At Josh Yang Comedy. Of course, you can also listen to the Sleep with Josh podcast. Currently with no new episodes for a while, but they're going to come back soon, as I keep always saying it that they will, and they will.
Nice.
But other than that, Lucas, where can people find you?
People can find me. I'm like Phoebe there. I'm mostly just on Instagram. So at Lucas John Ing. Again, that last name was just 2 letters. N for Nancy, G for golf. And if you like what you see and hear, we're on YouTube, but also Spotify, Apple Play, and Google Play, wherever you listen to your podcast. You can find us at HWMIY podcast. Let's give it up for Phoebe one more time. This is a second time guest. Like, I've got to give it up.
I'm giving it for you guys. Congrats on 66th episode.
Yes.
6.
Fucking amazing.
Oh,
so awesome.
Aw.
Congrats, you guys.
Thank you. We will all
Here's to
see
66 more.
Yeah. What's 66 times 2? Quickly.
132.
132. To the next 66 episodes. There we are. Awesome. We'll see you all in 2 weeks' time. See you later.
Love you guys.